Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah, nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, wa man tamassaka bi sunnatihi ila yawmiddin. Thumma amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah ala ni'matil islami wa sunnah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You know, as human beings, we're going to take role models, whether knowingly or unknowingly, whether consciously or subconsciously. We're going to take role models. So it's important that we are intentional in those individuals that we strive to be like, those individuals who we strive to imitate. It is incumbent and important and vital that we look at good people, and we strive to be like those good people. I want to give you an example of this. Bithnillahi ta'ala. There was a great scholar of hadith from the past, and he addressed the youth and he gave them some outstanding pieces of advice in showing them an example of which that they could aspire to achieve, a goal in which they could aspire to achieve. Because if he can do it, then they can do it. Naam. And this is important that we look at good people who have reached high levels and we set the bar as such. Not that we're trying to chase. It's unfortunate in this day and time, people, they are striving to chase after lowly ones. Those individuals who have achieved nothing but a lowly position, those individuals who morally are bankrupt and corrupt, you find individuals want to be like them. Naam. And this is a very low thing to do. It's like trying to beat a snake to see who can go lower. Naam. And no one wants really to compete with a snake on any level. But in any event, this is what is happening. Why? Because our youth, they're looking to the lowly ones and then trying to be like them. So you find them talking like them, you find them walking like them, you find them using the same jargon that they use, so on and so forth. Striving to be like these lowly ones who, it's crazy, but they actually look up to them. Now, let me give you an example, bithnillahi ta'ala, from this imam of the past to show you the type of individuals who we should look up to. Those individuals who have really set the bar. And al-Abi al-Ahwas, rahimahullah ta'ala, he narrates on the authority of Abu Ishaq. Naam, on the authority of Abu Ishaq. And who that is Amr as-Sabi'i. Naam, Amr as-Sabi'i. Who he said, Ya ma'ashar al-shabab. He said, O youth, Ya ma'ashar al-shabab. O youth, O young ones. Naam, Ightanimu. Take advantage of your youth. Take advantage of your young age. And this is something that we really want to stress home, because the youth, you have to take advantage of your youth. Take advantage of your youth. Take advantage of those times where you are strong. Take advantage of your strength. Take advantage of your good health. Take advantage of all these things by worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before there comes a point where you are incapable of doing these things. Naam. So he said, O youth, take advantage. Take advantage. Ightanimu. Take advantage. Naam. He mentions, he says, so as to inspire them, setting the bar very high. He says, قَلَّمَا تَمَرُّ بِي لَيْلَةٌ إِلَّا وَأَقْرَأُ فِيهَا أَلْفَ آيَةٍ. He said that it is very rarely does a night pass by except that I read therein 1,000 verses. I want you to look at that. Rarely does a night pass by except that I read therein 1,000 verses. 1,000 ayat. Naam. وَإِنِّي لَأَقْرَأُ الْبَقَرَةِ فِي رَكْعَةٍ. He said, and verily I recite the whole of Surah Al-Baqarah in one rak'ah. This is a very lofty bar that he set, something that we could all aspire to. He said, وَإِنِّي لَأَصُومُ أَشْهَرُ الْحُرَمِ وَثَلَاثَ أَيَّامٍ مِنْ كُلِّ شَهْرٍ وَالْإِثْنَيْنِ وَالْخَمِيسِ. He said, and indeed I fast the sacred months, as well as 3 days out of every month, as well as every Monday and every Thursday. ثُمَّ تَلَى, and then he recited, وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ, and as relates to the bounties of your Lord, then narrate them, speak about them. Now, so as to show that he is informing the youth of this, not from the standpoint of showing off, but from the standpoint of narrating the blessings in which Allah Ta'ala has bestowed upon him, because he took advantage of his strength and he utilized it to worship Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So he's telling, and also in telling the youth that, listen, if I can do it, you can do it. Now, if I can do it, you can do it. Now, when you look at what he mentioned, then you will understand that this will require time. It will require that an individual has something from time, from free time, that they're able to worship Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to this extent therein, reciting 1,000 ayat every night. Naam, reciting Surah Al-Baqarah in one rak'ah. Subhanallah, this is tremendous, but it requires time. And as youth, you have time, especially on vacations, especially in the summertime when school is out. You have time to strive to do the likes of these things. And the more you strive when you're young, then the more that will build you up for when you are older. Naam. And the more you are negligent while as a youth, the harder it's going to be to recoup when you lose your youth. So I really want you to reflect on this. Youngsters, I really want you to reflect upon what I am saying. Now, Sheikh Abdul Razak bin Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Badr, hafidhahumullah ta'ala, he mentions that qawlu, that his statement, أقرأ ألف آية, that I read 1,000 verses, يعني في ليلة, in a night, يراد به التقريب, that he is talking about approximately. نعم, ولا تحديد. He's not mentioning them specifically, or he's not saying that he recites them exactly 1,000 verses, but he's giving you an approximation, that approximately 1,000 verses every night. Because what he intends by the Shaykh, he mentions, he says, وَمَعْنَاهُ أَنَّهُ يَخْتَمْ. He said, because the meaning of this is that he finishes Al-Qur'an في أسبوع مرة, في كل أسبوع, يعني الأسبوع, in every week he finishes the Qur'an one time. And every week he recites the whole of the Qur'an one time. نعم. وختم القرآن في أسبوع مرة, يعني هو دأب عامة السلف. And completing the Qur'an, finishing the reciting of the Qur'an one time every week, then this was from the general practice of the Salaf. Naam, that every week they will finish reading the whole of the Qur'an from Al-Fatiha to An-Nas. Every week they will finish it once. This was yani what the Salaf they should do. This was the practice of the Salaf. Naam. So again, I want you to reflect, O youth, because you have time. Naam. Not saying that the older people don't have time, or that this is something that is unaccomplishable for them, because it's not. They can accomplish this as well. Us older folks, we can accomplish that as well. But you as youth who do not have the same time restraints and responsibilities that the adults have and the older ones have, you definitely have time. In other words, if an old gentleman like myself could do it now, then you can do it. Now I say the old gentleman like myself, if I can do it, and those who are similar to me in age, and those who are even older than me, if we could carve out enough time to do it, then you too can do it. You too definitely can carve out enough time to do it. And this is the point that I'm trying to say with this, is that if I can find the time, or if I can carve out enough time with my schedule where theoretically it can get done now, then undoubtedly you can do it. Undoubtedly you can do it, because you have more time than I do. Naam. So it is incumbent that we don't pity pat with ourselves, naam, but that we push ourselves and we strive for those things that will benefit us in this world and in the next. That we strive for excellence, bithnillahi ta'ala. Now, he is telling the youth this as to what? So as to encourage them, but also from the standpoint so that they can take a good model to model themselves after, a good role model to model themselves after. And undoubtedly, He was a scholar from the scholars of the hadith. He is a good individual for us to aspire to be like bidnillahi ta'ala. Likewise, fasting every Monday and Thursdays, fasting the 3 days of every month, so on and so forth. All of us have the ability to do this bidnillahi ta'ala, but especially the youth. Naam, because there may come a time in an individual's age, life, I should say, where they reach an age where, due to sickness, naam, and ongoing conditions, they're not able to fast. This happens. Naam. Individuals, they're not able to fast because of health issues, health restrictions. They're not able to fast. So when you're young, typically, you don't have these issues. So you're still in a time of your life that you could excel in fasting, that you can excel in fasting at this time before there comes to you sickness that will prevent you from being able to fast. So take advantage, O youth. Take advantage of your time. Take advantage of your time by spending it worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Take advantage of your time by looking at good role models, learning about them, learning how they were, and then striving to be like them. And stop looking at these lowly individuals who are up to no good, who do foolish things, because you will get nothing good in trying to chase after them. If you don't want to be with them on the day of judgment, anybody who you don't want to be with on the day of judgment, don't chase after them here in this dunya. Bidnillahi ta'ala, we're going to leave you with that. So until the next time, استودعكم الله والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نكتفي بهذا القدر وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وجزاكم الله خيرا.